Thokozani, Love Makaya. It's Sunday and it's motivation with me, Gogo Dineo. Oh my God, I always look forward to doing this motivations. You must know that as I speak and as I teach, I also get inspired by the messages that get channeled through me because I see myself as a vessel. When I listen to these messages, I'm like, did I just really say that? Of course I did not say that. Somebody was working through me to say what I had to say. And I always look forward to getting your suggestions and your comments. And some things I have very little knowledge around them, and that's why it takes me a bit of time. Or some things I'm not yet inspired to talk about them because I feel like these teachings work best when I'm inspired, when I'm in spirit, because then that's when I can ignite and plant the right kinds of seeds within you as you listen to the messages. So what are we talking about today? What am I motivating about? It's a topic that's so broad and that's also so complex. Issues of spirituality and modern living, ancestors, and my life right now. Because I think this is what worries a lot of people who have a certain life and a particular lifestyle. Those who've got professions and they love their professions, but then they're told that they've got a calling. So Gogo, doesn't mean I need to leave my work and go hit the call. Oh Gogo, I want to have dreadlocks. So if I put somebody else's dreadlocks on the base of my hair, will my ancestors be upset with me? If I'm an ancestral child, I've got a calling or singing sangoma, am I not allowed to go out drinking? Am I not allowed to go chill with my friends? So Gogo, what happens if I have to go for... There is a lot of ask Gogo questions like that come. I want to say something and specify something and make it crystal clear. And I want you to listen to this because I'm going to speak very slowly. Nkulu cameraman is beeping at the background. So Gunji, it's like this. Ancestors are your ancestors. They are your people. The requests or seeming demands come from your people. So it is what they want for you. It might not seem it's going to serve you in the time in which they're requesting or they're asking of you to do that particular thing. But they know, because remember, spirit amadlozi babona lasngabon khona abomavula kuvaliwe yishwinshwang zomoya. Those that see, they are seers of what we don't see, because as human beings we're limited to seeing things beyond the obvious. So let me give an example. So for example, your ancestors will say to you, we don't want you to work. It might feel like the world is going to crumble, everything's going to fall apart. So this is a lesson I learned when I was a Pechweni, because all I knew was doing things for myself. From high school, I was a hustler. I took care of myself. I paid through my school with so much. But when I went to Pechweni, I lost everything. While I was in Pechweni, I lost everything. For the first time, I understood what it was like to ask for 100 rands from my parents. It was hard. But the reason I had to lose a job, of course, one, they wanted me to focus on what they've called me for. Because post-Pehlo, when I found work, I could go back to corporate work and then go back and do my Sangoma duties in the afternoon and on weekends. But there came a time when they said to me, we want you to stop what you're doing. It is time that you serve this calling, because we have called you for greater things and your attention cannot be split. So I quit and I focused and I became a full practicing Ngoma, which led me to becoming a spiritual teacher. Then I became a speaker. Then, my worry, of course, was where is the money going to come from? But they made it happen. There's a lot of things that happened once I decided to be in alignment with what they were asking me for. And remember, at the time, it was around 2017 when I left my other job. So what happened when I left my other job, I've already came back in 2011. So that means that I've had enough time to build a rapport with my ancestors. I've had enough time to see that when they're asking of me something, I know that they will pull through for me and I know that they will make it happen for me. It's important to build that relationship with your ancestors. So when you're getting messages, you've went past the face of like, I think I'm making it up, or I think this dream is because of my fears, or I think this intuitive feeling I'm getting, I'm just emotional, or I'm thinking, did my ancestors say that when I was in a trance and they were channeling? Your doubts become lesser than your belief or your knowing in them. So once you've built that kind of relationship with your ancestors over time, it becomes easy when messages, even though they sound difficult or they sound complex or impossible, for you to be embracive. It doesn't mean that you want to have fear. I had fears, I thought about this and that, but my life has not been more fulfilling in all ways and all forms, and I can do so much more by just focusing on the work and the calling. And I made it clear, and I continuously make it clear, that my greatest call is to become an African spiritual teacher. And every day I do my best to align with that calling, and I do my best to listen to my ancestors. Even my ancestral kids, they say, hey, Baba, you listen. I listen sometimes to my own, it's to your own detriment. Even when they say, go, you have to do this in your path, and say, if this is what you want me to do, show me and honor me. And sometimes it doesn't work out, and that's okay. So instead of going and feeling hopeless, ask yourself, what is the lesson I needed to learn? The other thing, you need to practice patience. Things don't come at the time in which you want, they come in lousy time. Ancestral time is perfect timing, because sometimes you're just done, you want to go back to your old life. No, you can be reintegrated into it as a better version of yourself, because phehlo is to make you a better version of yourself. You are shredding old ways of you and old ways of doing things that don't serve you, so that you can be born anew. So the new you has to come back and reintegrate with the old you, because when you go back home, there's an aspect of the old you that needs to match with this new ngoma that ukona. So don't rush for things. That's my other thing. Don't rush to go back. It took me 4 years. It took me 2 years to go back and put cologne on. It took me so much. So that's why I say, people also, they like to see what other people do, and they do a cut and paste. You have your own people. You need to listen to them. Let them guide you. I, as a healer, can give you an opinion, or I can give you my own thing about my own, because people as healers, we also like to project. Yo, but why do you have a weave? Yo, dress, why are you doing this? If your people want you to do it, it will bless you, and it will not move you away from the greater good of what you're called to do. So listen to your people. If your people are okay with you doing certain things, if you're not sure, bacele. You learn and then ask them to show you signs. Sometimes that's my strength and sometimes it's a weakness. When I'm not sure about something, what I do is I continuously ask for more clarity. But indeed, so my job, for example, when they said I should leave, the project I was working on for months on, all of a sudden the funding stopped, and my boss came back to me, because I was a consultant. What did you know? I don't know where to place you. I don't have anything at the moment, but we want to keep you within the company, because it meant I only earned income when there was a project that I was working on. I took that as a clear sign, right? I took that as a clear sign, and immediately something else opened up that I needed to do, that had to do with my work, and then initiates came in, and then I just had an influx of initiates. That was a sign, Guti, you have to focus on our path. So that's what I mean. Pay attention to the signs and the symbols that they're telling you when you are asking them of something. So if you forget weave, are you starting to feel uncomfortable, itchy, or what are the things you're feeling that they're saying no to you? So when I came back and I tried, I think it was about a year later, to put pens on, and every time I would get Dear Makar at the office, until another old woman had to give me, no, your people don't want this. And I thought, what these old sangomas wanting us to do old school. And anyway, I work with male ancestors, but there was something I needed to learn in not wearing pants. Even though my ancestors were male, I had to be in skirts all the time, because that's how my people show I won't go into the lengthy, deeper lessons of what I needed to learn, but everything that your ancestors place on your path, the hurdles and the challenges, there are deeper, greater lessons to be learned that are going to add value to your calling, that are going to add value to your life. You might not see it yet, but it is like so. Remember, everything in ancestors is energy. So if you're going out there to take somebody else's hair and put it on your hair, if your people are okay with it, so I can't say to you, no, I'm not Idloslako. Remember, I'm just a guider. I'm just a motivator. I'm an inspirator. So I'm inspiring you to be back in spirit and listen to the spirits that guide you, that gifted you this gift. So that's why we want do what I call petrol hopping or ukobela begakzonda, agaktan. It's fine. If you went to that kobela that didn't like you, there's a greater lesson for you to learn about something, about compassion, about less judgment, because the problem we have as abangoma is that we want what everybody else has, but we don't know how they end it. We want what other people are called and gifted with, and we move away from the callings. So that's why sometimes your things will look like they're going like this. 1 minute you are bambuyashia, then you are connected, you are disconnected. You know, it's good to be inspired by other people. Be inspired so they can inspire you to find your own greatness. They're not inspiring you to be a copycat of them, because there's nothing as best as being yourself. Because anything a copycat, we understand Guti Coke, there can never be something that replaces a Coke. If you are a Coke lover, you'll understand what I'm talking about. If you are you love something particular, nothing, a copycat can never be a best version than the original. That's the thing. Stop rushing for wanting things. You don't come in and then you want success, you want this, because sometimes your people want something that is far greater than what you can imagine or what you can handle at the time in which you are requesting it. They're not going to bring it to you because it's going to overwhelm you. Power without love can be brutal and abusive, and love without power can be sentimental and anemic. That's what Martin Luther King teaches us, because our ancestors are always teaching us to dance with power and love. Power and love. Power, which is the ability to actually realize purpose. Love, which is actually to put purpose into action. There has to be some love that gets cultivated. It's a natura, it's a kera. So as you are going forward and putting your purpose forward, there has to be nurturing and caring. And sometimes you do, and be okay with making mistakes. I've learned this, in the 10 years I've been doing this. I've made peace with making mistakes. I've made peace not being liked by everyone, including my own initiates. It's okay. Not everyone is meant to stay with you forever. Sometimes people walking away, it's for your best because they were holding you back. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes that weave not being worn at that particular moment is because your life revolved around the next weave that was trending, that you would stop even paying attention to the dreams and messages that were going to bring things far greater than the current weaves that you have in your collection. So we need to understand those things, because Lozi always do things for our highest good. They're not there to dim our light, they're there to brighten it. But sometimes in order for them to brighten it, they need to wipe some muddiness on our windscreen. And when they rub that, we can feel like they're taking things away. No. They're taking what doesn't serve you away so they can bring you what's going to serve you even greater and better. So listen, like I said, how you infuse, it's up to what your people allow as an infusion. I posted the other time, I haven't been in a club in the longest of time. I think the last time I was in a club, I was in high school, and I was able to go out for the whole night. But after a certain time, when I'm out, I can't do parties the whole night still. 10 years into my practice, I cannot do it. I can't do certain things. So I'm not going to compare myself with the people who do it, because their people want it. And I'm not going to stop doing things the way my ancestors are guiding me to do it, because you need to understand because there's different types. So certain things, when I do it, is because they want me to do it with royalty, with opulence, with royal highness. So I'm not going to go and stop doing what I'm doing because this one is saying Koko Gucci or Koko whatever. It's okay, because you also learn. I learned as Umgoma, and especially when I became a Kobela, working with different personalities, different home backgrounds, attitude, issues, tissues, a lot of things that you do not judge, because you don't understand the journeys that people have walked on. So if somebody is not in your shoes, they cannot empathize with you. A little of empathy to yourself and to others goes a long way, because you will judge less. My grandfather used to say, when you do, there is pointing at you. So I've learned, because I never used to drink. When I came back, I used to love gin for 2 weeks. It was my grandfather. Then I stopped, and I still don't drink that much. There's certain things that I never used to do, but and how you do it, the more you start to listen to the signs, the symbol, they don't only appear in dreams, they don't only appear in intuitive feelings. They can appear through other people. When somebody comes, they say, "When no, I'm being abused or ngahlukumezwa," but that person is the messenger. Because remember, messages that come to from spirit, sometimes they do a brutal awakening because you've been asleep for too long. Vuka mngoma, isikhathi sesifikile. Till next week, I hope it's been insightful, it's been inspiring, it's been motivating. Thank you so much. Thank you to my cameraman who's here every Sunday to make sure you get the best audio and visuals. Thank you. Love you lots.